So the first thing I want you to think about is this quote from Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is a habit as opposed to a act. That's a paraphrase. But you know what? It's a translation also, so a paraphrase is fine. I wanted to share this quote with you, not just because it's really tweetable, not just because you all should print it out and put it up in your office. I should put it up in my office, actually. But because I think that this really plays into the way that we talk about successful people, the way we talk about strong businesses, the way we talk about excellence. It is not an overnight success. I've said this before. It is not about, showing up and blowing people away that one time in a boardroom. It's about the incremental things that you do every day for your business. Businesses are not built overnight. They are built every night. Going, nose to the grindstone, the habits, the grit that goes in to brick by brick building what you're trying to build. So that's the first thing, is just recognizing that when we say we want to be excellent, we need to not be looking at what thing can I do to prove that I'm excellent, but instead be looking at what habits, what incremental changes, what brick by brick building can we be doing in our businesses to make that happen. Another great quote, also very tweetable, also very stuck. Actually, this one is in my office. That one's right there. How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. That's by Annie Dillard. So for this one, this goes back to what we've talked about you've only got 52 weeks in a year. So you need to be doing kind of 1/50th of what you want to do in that year every single week. And that means that each day needs to be 1/7 of that 1/50th. Each day you need to be making kind of inches forward. And throughout the month, we'll talk about a couple places where you can add in a little inch forward so that even if you kind of only do your bare minimum routines, you'll still have moved your business forward throughout the day. I'll start you off real quick. That's kind of my argument for habits, specifically business habits. We talked about personal habits at the end of December when we were talking about what you were going to plan for next year, but I want you to have business-specific habits in addition to those kind of, eat right, exercise habits. I want to also emphasize there is a lot of crossover, and we'll get to that in a minute, but things that I do for my business, some of them are things that I do for myself. Real quick, a recap from that training on how we're going to make sure that these habits happen. It comes down to 3 things. So we're going to make sure that these habits happen by 1, scheduling out the time, putting the time in our calendar. This is the block of time that I'm going to complete this daily activity that moves my business forward. Using the trigger, action, reward system. So that's the way that we do habits. A trigger might be a notification on your phone, and then you pick up your phone and you see the cute thing that somebody tagged you in, and that cute thing is the reward. The trigger is the notification, the action is picking up your phone, and the reward is, engaging in social media and that feeling. You can hack this because if I want to drink more water, my trigger might be that I have the water next to me. And my action is I drink water, and my reward is, maybe my water tastes good. When you find yourself doing a bad habit, you can replace that by keeping the same trigger, but switching the action and giving yourself an appropriate reward. Use that little system to hack into your habits. The third thing is going to be putting in place some kind of accountability. We've talked about this before. You are all welcome to add me on HabitShare. That's an app that's kind of a little sticker chart for tracking your habits, and I can look at them if you share them with me and keep you on track for those habits. So that's going back to how we're going to make these habits happen, but let's talk about what those habits are. Each of you are going to have different individual habits, and for the rest of the month, I'll be talking about kind of some keystone or overarching habits that I think everybody should have in their routine, that I think everybody should be building on, because these habits and routines are so effective in keeping entrepreneurs on track, keeping you grounded, keeping you productive, keeping you sane. And I want all of those things for you. But for you, what it's going to look like is going to be slightly different from what it looks like for each of the other people. So I need you to start by looking at your vision. Take your vision statement that we made for your business or your vision statement for your life. I have a vision narrative that's more of a kind of a longer form that incorporates my business and my family and my life and my accomplishments over time and what I want those to look like. So pull out that vision, whatever it looks like. And I want you to go through and just write a list of all of the habits that would be required for that to come about. You know, if my vision statement has that I have 20 people in Full Focus Entrepreneur and I am engaging with all of them and helping them all grow their businesses, then a habit that I need to have is currently engaging with my clients, currently engaging with potential and current members of Full Focus Entrepreneur. And so kind of reverse engineer it from your vision. In general, though, everybody's going to have some in these kind of three categories. The first is being the entrepreneur that you want to be. This is where you get into those more personal habits. That's going to be, for me, my morning routine. I want to be the kind of entrepreneur that has most of their stuff done by lunchtime. So that means my morning routine incorporates getting done some of my regular tasks so that I can have most of the afternoon off or most of the afternoon in meetings as opposed to doing desk work. Another thing might be if you know that to be the focused and engaged entrepreneur that you want to be, you need to spend an hour or 20 minutes meditating every morning, then that is going to be one of the daily habits that moves your business forward because you can't do your business unless you are in the way that you want to do your business, unless you are doing that habit. So those are the more personal ones. The second area that I think everybody's going to have some daily habits in is building your business. So for me, I have a daily marketing habit. Every day I have to write down in my journal what I did to both get kind of more people to be aware of me, so outreach, more kind of leads, and what did I do to nurture current leads or to nurture my current community or put content out or go to a networking event. That all would count as this marketing goal that I have. Every single day, I bring more people into awareness and into a space of maybe being interested in working with me. The third area you should all have a set of daily habits in is engaging with, connecting with, serving your clients. Even on days that I don't have calls with you guys, I am taking time to check in. What are you guys doing on Facebook? When I see you guys in person, checking in with your plans that I've made for you to keep on track in my mind of where you are and what you're doing and how I might be able to support you. Shooting a text message if today is a day that you mentioned you were going to do something. And now this is a habit that is fairly new for me. This is something I introduced at the beginning of the year, and I don't have it super down yet, but that's okay because I know that it's one that I'm cultivating as I grow Full Focus. And obviously, I'm in the stage where I need to build Full Focus a lot because it's still brand new. But as it builds, it is even more important that I keep cultivating you guys because you guys are going to help it build. You guys are the most important. You're my founding members, and I want to keep you here. But those are those three habits. So whatever you need to do to be the entrepreneur you want to be, whatever you need to do to build your business, bring more people in, bring more money in, and whatever you need to do to cultivate and connect with your current clients.